people are talking about he had to know something about Anthony Davis trade before it took place, and ultimately it was something he was silent about, and then next thing you know, Anthony Davis ends up getting traded to Dallas. Luka is arriving in L.A. LeBron obviously doesn't ask out, wants to stay, et cetera, et cetera. You got a lot of conspiracy theorists out there who believe that. I don't hold much water to that. Neither does Wendy, as we've articulated on this show. But there's a flip side to it as well. When you look at the All-Star Weekend and the last-minute scratch and people talking about his injury, you got people out there talking about he did it on purpose because he wanted to snub his nose at the NBA. He didn't appreciate the fact that a
Hey,
lot of
I'm
the
Thomas
stuff
from
had
Looptech,
happened.
and today
He
I'm
felt
going
like
to
the
introduce
Lakers
you
in the
to our
league.
newest console specifically designed for streamers. Since 2017, Loopdeck has made it its mission to make the work of content creators easier by creating custom consoles that interact directly with the creative software and make their workflows just a lot more streamlined. With the Loopdeck Live, we also take our first step into the streaming sector, and we received tons and tons of feedback ever since its release, and are now finally ready to bring you a new and improved console based on that feedback. I have here a prototype of the Loopdeck Live S, which is the predecessor of the Loopdeck Live. And this device has been designed specifically with streamers in mind. It makes it much easier for you to control your stream, control your audio, make sure that you can interact with your viewers, control your Twitch chat. And this device is also incredibly affordable, which makes it especially useful for newer streamers, people that were currently still on the fence of whether or not they want to put their stream to the next level. The core element of the Loopdeck Live S is its touchscreen. You have 15 touch buttons that are fully customizable, and you're not only limited to 15 buttons, you can also easily swipe between pages. There's up to 14 of them, so you're not going to run out of buttons anytime soon. For me personally, my starting page usually allows me to start my day, simply open the apps that I need whenever I start up my PC, start a couple of programs and a few macros. On my second page, I have my streaming shortcuts that help me to interact with Twitch chat, to interact with OBS, switch between scenes and sources. And on the third page, I have my soundboard, where it's always kind of fun to trigger a few sounds and interact with the Twitch community. In addition to the 15 touch buttons that you have on the device, you also have 4 tactile buttons that you could use to map any action that is really important to you onto the device directly. You can access a certain page, for example, if you need it for your streaming. And for me personally, it's more macros that I really think about when I look at those buttons that help me in the device is definitely the dials. You have 2 dials that you can use to control audio, to zoom in and out of application, or to simply scroll within a browser window. And especially the sound features are super interesting for streamers and really make their life easier. Not only can you adjust the volume of your microphone or the volume of the game directly, but you can also press one of the dials to instantly mute that audio source. So you have your own personal cough button readily available right there. And in addition to that, you are not only limited to the 2 buttons or the 2 dials. You can easily just swipe up and down on your touchscreen and then switch between multiple dial pages. So a lot of utility in those dials alone. But it doesn't stop there. With the Loopdeck Live S, you also have access to our newer audio mixer software, and that one makes it even easier for you to control individual inputs and outputs and really make sure that you know exactly what
YouTuber explored, and they definitely try to paint me as YouTuber Chibi Reviews was according to his ex-girlfriend. Who is Chibi Reviews? Controversy surrounding anime YouTuber explored, and they definitely try to paint me as quite the character by saying and cheater, kind of negating everything that's been going on with the doxing and harassing. They try to label me as a right-wing extremist, basically, with this article. This article basically does the exact same thing as that article, and I hate that I have to make this video to address this, because I have a lot of evidence to counter everything that's being said here to smear my name once again.
Man didn't follow protocol. Jesus. So I'm guessing that Chibi on his channel has been talking about his situation, where I know someone on Twitter. I know someone on Twitter. Let me see here. Actually, no, hold on. Let me avoid this right now. I know someone on Twitter. Well, I'll watch the video. I know someone on Twitter got his account taken down temporarily because they made like 40 accounts and they were hell-bent on taking him down. Yeah, Chibi gets a lot of hate. I would say ever since Chibi posted a dotted on spoiler, I've seen him get a lot of hate, right? A lot of hate. A tremendous amount of hate. The only problem is that, like, everyone gets hate online. It's how you handle the hate. It's how you actually navigate that hate. And some folks can just walk away. Other folks panic and leave. Well, okay. When I say walk away, I mean people just kind of do their own thing. They don't really care. Let me specify that, okay? Folks that walk away, basically the folks just do their own thing.
These fists
they don't really
ain't just for show.
They just do what they gotta do, and the story's fucking. All right. Other folks panic and they shut everything down. They put everything on private. They freak the fuck out. And who's in the other?
Who's
So I
next?
guess also should do that anyway. Just let them shut everything down. But they're not panicking. They just want to keep it, right? They just put the walls back. Then other folks engage, and Chibi's an engaged. Not following internet protocol, internet content
This?
protocol 101.
This is the coil
Move the
before
fuck
the
on.
strike.
Yeah, the problem is that he's fighting against.
Let's settle the score.
Right? He's fighting against everybody.
You'll want to get a close-up of
And
this.
I don't know.
Like the ivory serpent,
What's gonna happen is
I
think
don't back down when it comes to family.
Class action.
You pick a fight with them, you pick a fight with me. Hometown hero coming through. Mom's fought for me since I was born. It's my turn now.
Oh wait, did X actually comment for some sort of tribute and articles? Oh, okay, that's annoying.
But it's crazy that she couldn't even take her own advice. She labels me as an abuser. She labels me as someone that cheated and all that, when there's a lot of evidence to show she actually is projecting. So
Even if that's the case, like, this nigga's private life. If that shit, if that shit's public, fine. But the fact that she's bringing out, I mean, to be fair, if this is true, obviously that's fucked up. But at the same time, shut the fuck up.
So let's start with the abuse.
Like, why should everyone know about this shit?
This is a message, one of the last messages me and her had back in October, November of 2022. It's been over 2 years. To give context here, she calls me a liar because I was playing Elden Ring by myself. I know that's childish. It's crazy.
Yeah, like, it's clearly an attempt to try and ruin Chibi's career. That's basically what it is. It's not anything of actual substance. It's just something that, like, hey, you know, I'm trying to ruin his career. Because if she really felt this way about Chibi's, the whole thing, she would have come up way before.
See, I know.
Rather than, like, come out now when there's a particular groundswell against Chibi.
But basically, there's sections in Elden Ring that are so. This was
What?
prior to Seamless Co-op being out, okay? And basically, I played sections of Elden Ring solo because you have to. That's just how it is. You can't get co-op in some areas.
How the hell
Once
did Elden
again,
Ring?
prior to the mod of seamless co-op. I didn't tell her about it because she always needs to know every single thing I'm doing and gets frustrated if I want to do anything on my own. And I was very...
There's no way this involves Elden Ring. There's no way that this abuse is like relate to Elden fucking Ring.
very anticipating and hyped up for Elden Ring for years, basically. I think everybody was. I mean, it's game of the year. Anyways, she gets
What, like, did he just kick her ass in like fucking matches online or some shit?
into an argument
Did he force her to play Elden Ring? And he wouldn't clean up he wouldn't take out the garbage unless she beat a boss?
with me saying, Jacob, your actions are the reason I get upset with you. Stop acting like some victim because I call you out on your lies and bullshit, and then you brush aside all the emotional and mental abuse towards me. And as for the instance in the car, I was trying to run away from you because you were having relationships with another girl, and when I was talking to you about my sexual assault, we got into your car, and I said, do you know what it feels like for someone to come at you like this, and put my hand up to your neck to demonstrate. I was not physically assaulting you, I was demonstrating how my attacker took me down. I never physically abused you.
I wonder the conversation they had in person that led up to this. Because it sounds like, let me see this.
I never physically abused you, Jacob. The reason I apologize for that is because I realized that you did know how that you did not know how that feeling, I'm assuming she's meant, you did not know how that feeling felt when someone attacks you. Not because I was attacking you, but because you did understand how it feels. And I still apologize for that interaction, but I was not physically abusing you. You want to say...
That's her. She's talking about abusing him, and it feels like if we take into consideration what's being said about the articles, then she flipped it around on in the articles. Now this is his response to that. Here's the problem. I don't know if in the articles, because I'm not gonna right now. I'm not even gonna look because at this point in time, it's past me. Well, maybe not. But the problem with this stuff is that it's always he said, she said, unless they have actual physical evidence of this stuff, right? The problem is that you're gonna have. I mean, now to be fair, if these are actual text messages that Chibi has with his girlfriend, ex-girlfriend at the time. I'm sorry, girlfriend at the time, ex-girlfriend. There, guys, I said it the reverse way. Then it looks like, honest to God, she might have been very physical with Chibi. And Chibi's a small motherfucker. It is what it is. Chibi's a small dude. He's not some sort of hulking mass, right? He's not 350 pounds of pure muscle. You know what I'm saying, bro? He's not like that. He's a small dude. So if she's being physical with him, I'm not saying that this is like life-threatening, but it's not a good sign. It's a red flag, for sure. Let's continue here.
Mental abuse, then sure, I have said very mean things, but I...
And then it's a massive Chinese-style red flag if you then flip that around an article years later and paint yourself as the victim, even though you might have actually been the one victimizing Chibi, allegedly. Any Twitter has gone horrendous over the years. Of course it has. But to be fair, Twitter in general has gone horrendous over the years, honestly. Like, there's so many different posts that are just like bait posts where they just want you to say something. Clearly, they don't want you to say something. And that's all they're there for. Other niggas are doing ad runs in secret. Other cats are just straight up lying. Well, then again, that's most of the... Basically, oh yeah, of course, like the witch hunts too. The witch hunts are everywhere on Twitter. So yeah, of course, any Twitter has been pretty bad, but I think Twitter in general has been pretty bad. Like Twitter's the one place where I can literally go and not even really try to see it. Not even really. Like I'm just kind of surfing through, and then all of a sudden you'll see some sort of random snuff film. It's like, dude, what the fuck is this? Yo, how? And then people don't. And then because it's what, semi-monetized, where you get impressions on Twitter and then you can be paid for those impressions. I mean, it's like shit, man. This is bad. But Twitter commands so much of the online media right now. Like people, I think, get their news from Twitter more than now they do, let's say, other sites, which is it is what it is there. And on top of that, yeah, man, like Twitter, a lot of folks are still using Twitter because they do have that audience, and it's huge as fuck. I know there's Blue Sky, and I have a Blue Sky account, but I haven't used it yet because most folks are on Twitter.
Physical harm. You have literally dropped a shovel on my head, or a rake it was. Firstly, this is my response. Firstly, it fell on you because when you sat down, to give context, I want to do it.
This never becomes tense. Without thinking, yet without dreaming.
An enemy has been slain.
Based,
but not yet.
Okay, hold on, time out. What's this? The reason I apologize for that is because I realized that you did know how that feeling felt when someone attacks you. Not because I was attacking you, but because you did understand how it feels. And I still apologize for that interaction, but I was not physically abusing you. You want to say emotional or mental abuse, then sure. But I said so it looked at you talking before in the text messages between the two. But I never caused you any physical harm. You have literally dropped a shovel. I mean, but she's denying what happened before with the sort of neck demonstration thing. You've, quote unquote, you literally have dropped a shovel on my head, or a rake it was. Firstly, it fell off you because when you sat down, it slid off the chair and hit you. It's not my fault at all when I literally didn't even touch you. You're right about the galaxies. I was stubborn about that. I apologize for that.
Basically, in my front yard, there was a fire pit, and there was plastic chairs. We were raking leaves and digging a hole or whatever for a fire pit, and I forget if it was a shovel or rake. But basically, it was put on her chair. She sat down, and when she sat down, it caused the rake or shovel to shift, and then it bumped right in the head. I didn't do it, just literally it moved and hit her head. Obviously, I did what you're supposed to do. I comforted her. I was like, are you okay? Do I need to take you to the doctor? You have a concussion, all that type of stuff. But basically, she blamed me, saying, obviously, I hit her in the head with it. And you can see I refute that right here. He's like, and then she's like, you are right about the galaxies. I was stubborn about that. I apologize for that.
The galaxies is what?
This goes to show just how crazy and toxic the relationship was. The reason why galaxies are randomly being brought up here is that prior to this, like a few days later, or earlier, before all this went down, she was arguing with me about galaxies and how, like, one of the main
Galaxy gas?
Galaxies are galaxies going around a supermassive black hole, basically.
All right, yo, listen, I ain't gonna lie to you, my niggas. This sounds like some bipolar shit. Some sort of mental health issue going on here.
An enemy has been slain.
I don't know how you bring up the galaxies. I thought it was like fucking galaxy gas or some sort of drug or some bullshit like that. Nah, actual galaxies and black holes and like what the fuck? How is that your response to what you just said after you heard all that shit? What the? Nah, okay.
Call me villain. Die.
Look, I'm gonna probably be more sympathetic towards Chibi and all this because you just see so much online fervor against Chibi as it is, and the fact that it's coming because of the whole spoiler stuff and him posting a lot of lewd manga pictures, that kind of stuff, or anime pictures, that kind of shit. The man, he goons online pretty heavily, that's for sure. But because of that ecosystem, there's always going to be that large contingency of people that want him to get fucked up. They want him to lose. They really want him to lose bad. At the same time, Chibi addresses this shit on a regular basis and it only makes it worse. Because one of the best things you can do for a troll is give him attention and feed the need to completely ruin your life. Or at least try to, at least. I mean, they really can't, but you know what I'm saying. I don't know, his ex, listen, his relationship sounds like it had some messy parts here and there. I don't know. I never actually, I never talked to Chibi about his relationship before in the past. But it sounds messy, it sounds sloppy, and not in the fun way, but in a really annoying way. And because I think it was around the time that he actually made his house. I don't think he made his own house, like out somewhere out there, like in the like in the fucking woods somewhere. I don't know if that's his right now. I'm not too sure exactly, but I know he had something going on there, and I wonder if that also played a role too, because when you're in an environment like that, maybe that environment wasn't good for both of them, or let's say just for him but not for her, shit like that. Who knows, right? So it gets probably a little bit scuffy wuffy and messed up in terms of various things. But again, he said, she said. However, when you consider the environment right now, after someone literally made, and they admitted, like they literally admitted, I remember they admitted that they made 40 accounts to take down Chibi on X for not even a day, like half a day. So it's hard to, I think, at this point in time, it's hard to really, I think, be against Chibi unless you hate Chibi. Which a lot of folks on X do hate Chibi.
And she was saying, nah, it's not real, that's not true, or whatever. And I showed her articles, she didn't want to believe it. It was something along the lines of that.
40.
And she argued with me, and then...
Here, I'm gonna... I got the... Let me see here. Let me see here. I got the thing. So show the thing.
I feel her calling out.
Yeah, bro.
Viego, save me.
Yeah, so some motherfucker named, I think the guy took down their account, rated private or some shit like that. But we have the logs. Some dude, cause listen, oh King, why do you have the logs? Cause I have the logs. People send me shit all the damn time. I get wish all the damn time. Zoom in. Oh, I'm an idiot. Wallahi. Shin, Loudsmoker 5G, y'all have me to thank. I created 40 accounts to pack Chibi.
Once upon a time, you were playing games just for fun. Now you can play and earn gift cards. With free cash, your favorite games turn into real reward.
So what the fuck are you doing, man? Like,
Viego died when she...
Going out of his damn way to just shut him down for half a day. Bars.
Ghosted me, basically, for days, and then it led to this situation right here. Once again, you can see how toxic the relationship got. Anyways, continuing the conversation. She says, you're right about the galaxies. And I responded, also, stop trying to...
You know what? Hold on. Fuck me.
Shut down.
We have shows to watch right now. And I'm on Vimeo, and I do not want to get my shit paid for anymore than as is. I'm actually watching this on stream on Twitch at some point in the future. Like really soon. Maybe like on Monday or something, or on Tuesday. Or on Saturday. You fool Cole, 7 alternative accounts. I have 70 alternative accounts. Fuck out of here. Look, wish him the best. Wish this girl the best. Hope she gets the help she needs mentally. That's what I'm guessing right now, because whatever she said about the Galaxy show is kind of weird. And yeah, I mean, Chibi's got to listen. If I was Chibi, I wouldn't. I would just. Obviously, it sucks when you have to deal with this kind of stuff. Whatever you're doing, I would just have him do it behind the scenes. I wouldn't have him mention this shit. I would have him cover his news, do his thing, and then move on with his life. But to be fair, at the same time, because of stuff like this, he is also getting attention. Like, he has, what, 80,000 views in 14 fucking hours. That's, like, impressive as fuck. So, he is getting attention, for sure. And you see the articles on him, too. But again, it's like, whatever he has to do legally, just take care of that legally off-screen. Do what you got to do. And then just keep on trudging through the work. That's it. Either way. So wishing the best. And I may go through this again later on Twitch. We're gonna watch streams without having to deal with bandwidth limitations.
Look, from the very beginning, football's been a conspiracy to make us hungry. Now, let me tell you where it all started.
And we'll call this a pigskin. Make people crave bacon.
And everybody loves bacon.
I love bacon.
Ever ask yourself how Buffalo got a team?
These wings deserve a team.
I picked out a good team name for Buffalo, Bill.
And they're still at it. This year, we got a halftime show presented by an apple.
In a stadium named after
a salad.
When the game makes you hungry, order Uber Eats.
Never been arrested before. I never had anything to do with anything, and it's just like it's really difficult for me to even try to process things.
On August 7th, 2024, officers were dispatched to a bank in response to a reported fraud.
Nah, Chief. Nah, Chief. Nah. But I would say that Roger is going to be strong for sure, but there are people of the modern era that are beating Roger. If he's going to be older and sick is one thing. Because honestly, I'm not sure how you, let's say, probably gauge Whitebeard now that because what do you think about it, right? Whitebeard, he dove into battle at first by just diving in there after a stab went through his chest or his stomach by Squad. So he's coming to that battle, not full HP, of course not, obviously. But Kaido, I think, is better. Big Mom is better. Shanks is for sure better, right? Those three by themselves. Emu's better. Probably, likely, theory. Akainu now could be better. Sack. Garling, probably better now. Law, no, maybe not Law. Maybe not, because Law I think is like still in that Admiral-ish tier. Like I put Law like really high. I think Law is stupidly high. But yeah, I'll just put like whatever you'd put a Whitebeard in strength at Marineford, I'll put Roger ahead of him when he's older and he has less power overall. If he's sick, then he's close to Whitebeard, obviously. But so let's say if he's sick like Whitebeard, he'd be like say, on his level. But if he's not sick, they'd be over him, but like a hair or two. Fair enough, fine. That's where that's where I envision it. And again, those guys themselves. If Whitebeard said the same thing, like I can't be the strongest forever, obviously, then why should we apply that same logic to Goldie Roger? I mean, then we need to. Then we need to apply that same logic to Goldie Roger. We have to. We have to. There's, and I understand why. I get it for sure, but I think a lot of times people they overscale the old generation, as if like the young guys now can't even match the top tier guys of the old era. Well, I think that's so far from the truth. I think it's so far from the truth. I think that Kaido, if Kaido fought against a prime Whitebeard, that's a very tough fight for prime Whitebeard to win that fight. He's still gonna win that fight, but it's gonna be a very tough fight. It's gonna be like tooth and nail, Same for Big Mom, and down the list. That's what I'd say. I think that it was very, very clear too in Wano Country when we saw Kaido and Luffy perform the exact same feat that Roger and Whitebeard did on the island when they both did the no touching Kagasaki, and then you see like the shadows over Onigashima, like in the same way that you saw over the island. Same thing. Whitebeard versus Garling? Whitebeard versus Garling. Whitebeard versus Garling. Whitebeard versus Garling. In their primes, I lean Whitebeard. But there's a chance that Garling is stronger now than he was in his prime. And that's because of Emu stuff. So we have to see. Like, Emu stuff could really take him, you know, that high. So I'm not too sure. Quake. Yeah, Quake, sure. Listen, talking about Blackbeard has the Quake right now. Blackbeard has that Quake. Blackbeard has the Quake. There's a good chance that he could be losing to Garland right now. Facts. But that being said, though, all I have to say is that Scopper is not winning this fight. He's not. He's part of the old generation, and I respect him for sure, without a doubt. He paved the road like so many of the Roger pirates for him, for sure, without a damn doubt. But as far as we know, he has no unique stuff going for him in terms of abilities, in terms of bloodline elements, right? Like, is Scopper a half Buccaneer himself? Is he a half Oni? Like, if there's someone going, let's say Scopper's DNA, fine, okay, that's different. But there's, as far as you know, he's no bloodline elements going on for, let's say, unique DNA.